name is Fred Gletten. I'm an event producer and I own a car rental company in Los Angeles, California. The reason why I'm making this Can I Be Vulnerable video is just to let people know my story. So I grew up in like kind of by the airport, like Playa del Rey area. And like I said, and kind of like some of the questions, like I grew up in like a really weird like situation. I grew up like in a very like wealthy neighborhood, like a lot of like rich kids, all that kind of stuff. But when I was like 9 or 10 years old, like my dad had this rare spinal cord disease, and like basically from that point on, like my childhood was like gone. Like I couldn't really be a child. I couldn't really do anything, and like the kind of the trauma before that was just me just going through like my dad being like really abusive before that, like really like being so strict that it was.
You're talking emotional or physical, or both?
Both. So before he was handicapped, it was a lot more physical, a lot more like, you know, for things that really didn't necessarily make sense to a lot of people. Like it wasn't like, you know, me run away from home and getting drunk or like doing anything like that. Obviously I was a little kid, but it's more like me just not like keeping the house completely clean, all that kind of stuff, and like to the point where like it was my mom tried to like get me out of the situation, but my dad was wealthy, so it wasn't really that easy to you know handle that. But after he got sick was kind of when it really kind of messed with me in a sense, just for the fact that like I said, I couldn't really do it. I couldn't really go out and play like with my friends, like go out and like go to like parties and stuff like that. Like granted, like I figured out ways to sometimes, but it was like basically like breaking out of jail.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, having to break out to do it. It's not the same as like having the freedom to.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was scared that like I was gonna get caught. I was scared that like, oh, like my dad could have to like go to the bathroom in the next hour, or like he may need medicine, or he may like fall, or like all this kind of stuff that like, you know, like 11, 12 year old kid, like it's just like that responsibility just really like it fucked with me. It fucked with me to the point where like I couldn't even really. I started being rebellious towards it, to where like I was like a very angry like kid, always like trying to do stupid stuff, like trying to fight and do all that kind of stuff just for the fact of me just being rebellious. The whole situation. I didn't like the situation.
Like lashing out that you were in this and you just somebody gonna catch it.
Yeah, and it was unfair. Like it was just like and like I couldn't really have any conversations about it because like how I lived. Like, you're complaining about this, but like you live in this house. Like I grew up Jerry Bus. That was my next door neighbor my entire life.
So like, what are you complaining about? Right?
Yeah, like what am I complaining? Like how do you complain? How you complain to like someone like that? But my dad used to always like hold this thing over, like, hey, when I die, like just because of the way you are, even though like, I take care of him every day, I feed him, you know, change his diaper, all that kind of stuff. Like you don't get $1. Like me and my brother don't get $1, and I'm donating all my money to the school. And I'll tell you about that obviously as because that's happening like right now. I'm dealing with that situation right now. But so as we started like figuring out ways to like get like caregivers and stuff like that, I found a way to go away to college for a little while. And then right as like I graduated, undergraduate, I had the chance to go to graduate school, but I couldn't because like my dad was like pissing off like every single like caregiver, like going through different caregivers, and I was tired of having to like fly back over there just to like, you know, take care of it. And that like literally, like when I came back, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try and help you through this process, like, you know, and like be there for you. And then within like 3 months in, he was just like, I don't want to ever talk to you again.
Is your brother older or younger?
Younger. So my younger brother, he didn't really. The difference between my brother and me, we're very different, similar but different. my dad would both tell us like we're both like screw-ups, we're both fuck-ups, just for the fact that we didn't go get our doctor's degree and become a doctor like he was. So my whole like MO was like, yeah, I'm gonna show you that you're wrong.
Yeah.
My brother took it in a way where it's like, oh, there's no way that I can do this, you know?
Right.
So, you know, going through all those like trauma situations, like now, like I can't really trust anybody. I can't really get close to anybody, like just for the fact that like, if I couldn't even trust my own dad, like even though I took care of him this entire time, all this kind of stuff, and now, kind of like fast forwarding what's happening now, he passed away.
Right.
And I thought that would be like something that was like, oh, like I don't have to
deal with it
anymore. But when I realized that it was completely 180, because it wasn't like me losing like a father in a sense. It was more like me losing a child, because I took care of him longer than he took care of me.
Right.
So, and not to mention, he literally disinherited both me and my brother after I took care of him from 9 years old until 27 years old. Literally feeding him everything.
All that shit.
Everything. Like literally, I don't think you understand. Like I gave him showers every day.
Yeah.
Like I had to clothe him, feed him when all the nasty stuff that you have to deal with when you have
to
like
wipe his ass.
Yeah, to wipe his ass. Yeah, and for him to just be like, yo,
you don't get shit.
Fuck you.
Right.
I don't. It fucked with me.
Of course.
Like it wasn't necessarily about the money, and it was more on the fact that like he really just did not fuck with me. Like, and after all that shit that I did for him, like he just did not fuck with me. So just imagine, like, if he didn't fuck with me and I did all that for him, like when I try to like have any type of relationship with anyone else, like it doesn't work.
Right.
It doesn't work because like I'm just like, yo, like I'm already like agitated. Like you're reminding me, like my dad didn't like even like when I would do something for him, like I wouldn't get a thank you or anything like that. So like when I like do stuff for other people or like anything like that, like and they don't do something, I get pissed.
Right.
And it's not because of them.
Yeah, it's
really just, it is triggering. It reminds me of the whole situation. So like going to like what I'm gonna tell you now is the fact that so the number amount that was donated to the school was like $5 million, maybe more. Yeah, and like my brother, I think we're like fighting for like maybe like a couple $100K that we're gonna split.
Right.
I mean, obviously that's dope.
But no, still dope. But still.
But it's like, damn.
Yeah, like why do I have to go through that just for a piece of something that?
Yeah, and it's a fight. Like we're in court.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, wow. So and like, you know, it just fucked with me.
Yeah, no. And you don't have to answer this. Did you ever ask him why, or did you ever think like, well, why? Like maybe something that, why was he so angry and bitter?
In his mind, we were failures, like because we weren't.
From like 9?
It started when we were like 12, 13. Because like, granted, between that time, like 13 to like 18, like I was a problem.
You was lashing out.
I was lashing out.
But
that was like when he was telling me that stuff too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting to. That's what I was getting to, because like I'm taking care of you as a child, and I can't do much of anything. And as I'm taking care of you as a child, you are telling me all these things.
Yeah, so and it's at that point it was just like, fuck you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be this piece of shit that you're telling me that I am, because that's what you're saying.
And you're accusing me of being something that I'm not.
Yeah, and now I'm just gonna, in my kid mind, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna show you.
And to him, it was like, oh, I told you I was right. Like, nah, what the fuck, you was telling me.
Yeah, he was telling me this as a kid. Like,
yeah,
that's when and that's when you process the most information.
Yeah.
So like literally, my 13 through 18 years was literally on me just like fighting.
Right.
That situation.
Yeah.
But what, going through therapy after this is like, this is where people don't like are really shocked and like the thing you're talking about growth. Like, even though my dad did all that, like quote unquote fucked up shit was like super hard on me, like everything that I'm doing right now would not happen if he wasn't the way he was.
So I like that.
Like, I can, if I wanted to get a job tomorrow and there was like this asshole boss that like everybody's talking shit about, like he's the worst, like I guarantee you it's gonna be a walk in the park.
For you, yeah.
For me.
Because you've gone through what you've gone through.
Yeah, and on top of that, the main thing that I got from that is literally like, even though he didn't leave me anything, like I'm super successful without it.
Right.
Like I like the money that we do get, like I don't need it.
Right.
Like,
Because you have your
yeah. And to be honest, if I had got that money, I may have went a different route. And that's me. That's growth.
Yeah, that's growth like a motherfucker.
That's growth. Like, so I'm in like 3 weeks when this is all over, like I'm actually gonna go to the school and like speak to the school as to why I think it's a good idea to give that money to the school. Because I also went to that school.
You don't mind me asking school?
Illinois State.
Okay. Yeah.
So like, it's something that my dad wanted to do. It wasn't my money. I didn't make the money.
Yeah.
And I made my own money, and I'm probably gonna be there at some point.
Right.
So just, I might as well like use it, like to like show like kids that like, yo, like
I came from this, but
I did it on my own.
Right.
And I'd rather someone, because it's going to like kids for scholarships.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to something that's like that.
Right.
Like I could totally understand if he was like, okay, I want to like give this money to like somebody, like my ex-girlfriend.
Right.
I'd be hot. Like there'd be no explanation for that.
Right.
But like
a school for some kids.
the school changed me. The school taught me everything businessly that I needed to know to where I'm at now.
Right.
Like straight up.
Yeah.
Like there's no. If I didn't go to that school, I wouldn't. The person that I was that introduced me to her, like he wouldn't even talk to me.
Right.
Guaranteed. He wouldn't even met me because how he met me was in an environment where not a lot of people would even get invited to.
Right.
And especially my age.
Right.
Like I'm always like the places where I see him as literally.
You're probably one of the youngest guys there.
By far.
The youngest guy.
I am the youngest person by far. Guaranteed. Well, at least male.
Right.
Yeah. So, and me just knowing and all that stuff and like going through all this at the end of the day, like I'm not fixed yet. Like I still have a lot of growth to do. But at the end of the day, like I'm not mad at him for what he did.
Right.
Like I would never raise my kids that way.
Right.
But I know why he did it, and like I respect him for the fact that like I know I wouldn't be here if he wasn't that way. I would just say everybody goes through shit, but just understand that there's always somebody that's going through something worse than what you're going through. So just figure out like all the things that are going good for your life and stick with that. Don't worry about like the negative stuff, because everybody has negative stuff. Just focus on the positive, you'll figure it out.